So a few years ago, I tested the 370Z Nismo, and I really liked it. But I did think that it really wasn't enough performance for the money. Well, of course, YouTube commenters piled on. They said, whoa, 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 whoa. You don't need to spend $48,000 for a Nissan 370Z. You can buy a base one for around $30,000 and get like 75 to 80% of the performance of the Nismo. And that brings us to this, the 2018 Nissan 370Z Coupe Heritage Edition. It's essentially a base trim model with a few extras. So what's so special about this one? Well, it comes with special yellow paint, stickers, and an interior that matches. Yes, more yellow. Like other 370Zs for this model year, it also gets an upgraded XD clutch if you opt to row your own gears. Under the hood is Nissan's legendary VQ37 engine. Here it puts out 332 horsepower and 270 pound-feet of torque. In the back, you get a trunk that actually has a little bit of room. It's a hatchback, so you can kind of just fill it up. Under the floorboard is actually a spare tire. You just don't see that anymore. On the left, you do get a multifunction display, but it does look like it's straight out of 1996. It basically tells you just core functions like how much gas you have left, what your current MPGs are, and all that stuff. Currently show that I have how much 214 miles range remaining in my tank. The steering wheel has integrated controls. They're pretty basic. You can tilt the whole pod with the wheel, which is neat, but I'd really like it to telescope too. Unfortunately, it does not do that. Instead of a nav screen, I have a little flip-up bin here that I could put a phone in, or cassettes, I guess, and then lose them. Because whatever I put in there, I'm probably never going to look at that again. This one also comes with voltmeter and the oil pressure there. Third one's a clock, which seems redundant because there's also a clock on the stereo right there. You also get a USB interface for mobile devices, though it is basically limited to playing music. Bluetooth hands-free also is standard. Cruise control, standard cruise control, no fancy adaptive anything. The side mirrors are what I have for checking my blind spots. So let's go ahead and have some fun with this in Tennessee and just see how much fun can we have in a base trim 370Z. Woo! This car has now been around for 10 years. You kind of expect that Nissan's either gonna give it the axe or give it a major upgrade. Well, for 2018, they're just keeping on keeping on. It has very, very minor upgrades. I mean, headlights, fascias, wheels, paint, those are all really basic in the world of automotive upgrades. And I think it does a really good job. I mean, it improves the vehicle, but the problem here is look at the improvements that the Mustang and the Camaro have been getting. I mean, when this car came out, it was dead competitive with those cars. These days, this one is kind of like a grandpa. I mean, compared to the technology and the performance that you get in a Mustang and a Camaro. So let's talk about this color scheme, this heritage color scheme. On the outside, the yellow, very eye-popping, not just to civilians, but also to police officers as well. And so if you want a car that says, look at me, yeah, this will do it. I've had a lot of people come up to me and talk to me about this car. I think it looks good on the outside. However, once you bring it inside, it becomes a little bit more mustardy in the color that they've chosen, and they don't exactly match. It's a little darker on the steering wheel than it is down on the shift knob there. Oh wait, no, the shift knob matches. It's the leg things are a little brighter. I think it's a little garish on it for interior trim, to be honest. In terms of economy, yeah, it's not that great. I've been getting about 22, 23 miles to the gallon on these cross-state jaunts. And I'm not really driving that fast. I mean, honestly, I'm doing between 65, 75 because that's what the speed limit says. In terms of performance, I really do like this 3.7 liter engine. It makes nice noises. The clutch is super easy to handle. It's not too heavy. Sometimes when I see performance aftermarket clutches, I'm a little concerned about exactly how heavy is that throw going to be. So is this car fast enough? Well, it's fast enough to get me a ticket. Of course, it doesn't help that the vehicle is bright yellow, screaming, "Ticket me, officer, just get it over with," because you know I am up to no good in this vehicle. So I have actually driven in this car this week. I've put over 1,000 miles across Tennessee. I've driven the state twice as I've been going between various cemeteries, visiting dead family members, and doing all the kind of things that a family genealogist does when happening to be in the area where the family happened to live for a while. The one thing I am really shocked with this, super comfortable. I mean, I'm at 1,000 miles, I could do 1,000 more, no problem. And I've been putting on these miles heavy. I mean, I put 1,000, I think I'm on 1,200 miles and I've been driving it for like 4 days. That's some pretty heavy miles. And I am super comfortable in these seats. I don't think I would say the same for a Miata. It's a little small, a little too bumpy, a little too tossable on the highway, which is great when you're actually wanting to do spirited driving. But when you just want to point and cruise and you have to make, an entire state your travel distance, there's something to be said about having a throbby, low-pitched V6 and big, meaty tires in the back, and a car that's heavy enough to actually have some weight over the bumps. You're not getting jostled by all of the action going on underneath the chassis. And that's pretty cool. I've often argued that the 370Z Nissan needs to make up their mind. Either they need to bump it up to be closer to the GTR and make it like a true competitor to the hotted up Mustang and Camaro models that are now out in 2018, or they need to start back over again, build something smaller, lighter, rear-wheel drive, and replace this thing because it's too big, it's too heavy, it's not economical enough, and it lacks technology. These are all key aspects in buying cars, which makes this car not terribly competitive. However, I really do enjoy driving it, so I have a perfect solution. And Nissan, sorry, you're not gonna like it. If you want a car like the 370Z, buy one, but buy it used. Get one for $15,000. They haven't changed in 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. Heck, since they came out 10 years ago, they have not changed that much. So just buy one that's 5 years old and save a bundle. I'm Ryan Douthit for Driving Sports TV. Thanks for watching. Oh, and before you go, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the link, follow our channel. You'll get updates when we have new stuff, which is all the time, but on a fairly erratic schedule. See you next time. Do, 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 do.